I'm Kristen Cash. I'm Kristen Cash. I'm Kristen Cash.
Hello world. Thank you for tuning in to the Chris Cash Show once again. Today we're going to be speaking about James Holmes' first court appearance. Now, myself, I believe that he was faking. Why do I think so? Everything he did, he planned it out. He premeditated the killings of all these people that happened in the movie theater. Now, when you premeditate something, you have to be in your right mind. Because when you are in your right mind, you know what you're doing and how you're going to do it. So, let's go into this clip of James Holmes' first court appearance.
We are looking at James Holmes still with the strange spectral red hair. Expressionless, except it seems to me, George, every now and then his head almost seems to be nodding.
He does. He seems to be nodding off. Sometimes his eyes go wide, then close for several seconds at a time. He really seems out of it, Diane. We only know what we're seeing right now. We don't know what's going on in that courtroom, but he does seem to be just completely out of touch with what's happening.
Bring in our legal analyst.
If he was Arab, they would have called him a terrorist. If he was black, they would have said he was a thug. But just because he is white, they say he has a mental illness, that he's psychotic. But in all actuality, for somebody to premeditate something, there's no way. There's no way on this earth you can be psychotic or mentally ill. That's my opinion. But to go on further, just in the news this morning I watched, he had already mailed something to his school or whatever he did, drawing up the pictures of how he was going to kill these people in the movie theater. And just to clarify it, it is now they finding his mail, and he had sent this mail 2 weeks before these murders happened. Now tell me that you don't see something fishy. Tell me you don't see something wrong with what the media is reporting or what the government is telling us. Now tell me. I want to know, what is the other attacks that James Holmes drew up that is supposed to be taking place? You see, the media reports that he drew up some type of attack that's supposed to be taking place in the future. But they didn't even explain to us what type of attack this is. Now, call it conspiracy, call it whatever you want to call it. But this issue, there is something wrong. Things are not adding up.
That huge development in the Colorado movie theater shooting. Word now that suspect James Holmes may have mailed a notebook detailing his deadly plot to the University of Colorado. GMA weekend anchor Dan Harris has been following every development of this story. Joins us now from Aurora this morning. And good morning to you, Dan.
Josh, good morning to you. The investigation into the lethal plot allegedly hatched in the apartment building right behind me is heating up this morning with that disturbing new discovery. Overnight, while the windows at the apartment of suspect James Holmes were fixed up and people were allowed back into a place formerly rigged with booby traps, behind the scenes, investigators were busy analyzing a notebook believed to be written by Holmes, which ABC News has learned was mailed to the University of Colorado, where Holmes had been a student until dropping out last month. Fox News is reporting the spiral notebook was mailed to a psychiatrist at the university and that it contains, quote, full details about how he was going to kill people, drawings of what he was going to do in it, drawings and illustrations of the massacre.
They're going to start going through it, looking for pre-planning, motivation, purchase of weapons.
One of the sources who spoke to Fox indicated the package arrived on campus on July 12th, more than a week before the massacre, but wasn't found until this past Monday during a search of the mailroom, raising questions about whether the massacre could have been avoided. Campus officials call that report inaccurate and say the package was delivered by the post office on the same day that it was found. Those officials are refusing to say whether Holmes was seeing a psychiatrist, although they insist they handled his case correctly all along.
To the best of our knowledge at this point, we did everything that we think we should have done.
Just to show you guys how easy and simple it is to fake an appearance in court, as far as acting dazed, acting crazy, acting like you don't know what you're doing. It is just that simple to do it. But all these medias are reporting, oh, he looks crazy. This is the first time I've seen anything like this. Look at me. I'm in my right mind. But watch me and watch James Holmes as I go into doing his act. And you tell me if it wasn't an act.
We saw someone who is either on purpose or through no control of his own appearing very out of it. This defendant in court, at times looking like he was sleeping, at times looking like he didn't know what was going on. And that's a very important legal question that will have to be determined, which is he mentally prepared to stand trial? Very low standard, very rare that someone is determined to be incompetent to stand trial. But as I looked inside that courtroom, that's the first question that I was thinking about.
That's exactly what I thought. I have not seen someone act this way in a courtroom before, but Dan asked the right question. Is it intentional, or is that the way he is right now?
Yeah.
And the decision, I assume, the decision to keep that red hair, which, if this is, again, still an alleged situation, but that's what everybody remembers from that night.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Chris Cash Show. I just want you to share your comments, give me your opinion, like, subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can see the next couple episodes of the Chris Cash Show. Thank you, and have a good day. Ching.
I'm Chris Cash. Ching. I'm Chris Cash. Ching. I'm Chris Cash. Ching. And don't you ever forget that I'm Chris Cash.